Hello, my name is Christy Linder, and I was given Korea as my country for the major project. And so I will walk you through a little bit about the nutrition regarding health, benefits, and problems with Korea. Korea is physically located off the country China. It's a peninsula of land and it is divided into two countries itself, North Korea and South Korea. It is located in what we kind of consider the Pacific Ocean. It's really the Sea of Japan, but it's if you look at the map, it's closer. You'll look at the Pacific Ocean and kind of know that it's around there. It's Korea is divided into two countries. North Korea is known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, which is a communistic government, and the South Korea is a Republic of Korea, and is supported by the United States, being it's with a democracy. Um, North Korea and South Korea have been divided ever since World War II because of the Soviet Union and the United States disagreement. And um, other than their governmental differences, they may be divided by countries, but they are united by culture, and that is what brings them together as a country, is sharing some of those common influences and traditions. Also, the location of Korea, being how it is protruding into the ocean, it creates very hot summers and very cold, harsh winters, and makes it difficult for the production of agriculture and crops to grow. The influences for Korea include the countries of China and Japan based on their location. I feel like that because they're so close to Korea, they can't help but be influenced by these two major um, physical countries. A lot of their traditions and things are based on China and Japan. Religion is really influential in Korea as well. South Korea, the countries of the religions of Buddhism and Confucianism are highly regarded, and Christianity is kind of creeping up as well. But when they migrate over to America, Koreans themselves uh, tend to be Christian, with 71% of Koreans considering themselves Christian. Uh, I couldn't believe that there was 4,000 Korean churches here in America. That just blows my mind. It's incredible. Um, Pretty cool. And then if you take into account the education that Korea places so highly amongst their influence, uh, it's not surprising that more than 50% of Koreans actually have college degrees, and even more than that, have graduate degrees, which would not surprise you that uh, their family median income is higher, slightly higher than what we Americans have, just purely based on their um, regard for education and importance of it. The traditional health beliefs for Korea was very intriguing to me. I err on the traditional uh, traditional medicine versus Western medicine. I have a healthy respect for Western medicine, but I am a massage therapist, and I err on that side. I feel like there are less side effects and more good juju from this way. In Korea, a good appetite is equal to um, a good indication of your balance with and yang, which is the yin and yang that I have here, the yin yang kind of symbol. Um, Real popular in the 90s, which is kind of when I grew up and uh, went through school and things. I didn't really know what it meant back then, but now I do. Um, but you want to keep everything in a good balance, spiritually, physically, emotionally, everything. You want everything to be in balance, have harmony, and it's really influenced by five elements: earth, fire, wind, wood, and metal. And then there's a vital energy called your ki, which is something that kind of keeps you going. And a lot of times Koreans believe that when something is out of whack, this manifests in indigestion or asthma or arthritis, or even when you're pregnant and you eat a banana with a bruise. They sometimes believe that the baby might have some kind of bruise defect or something kind of strange like that, which I kind of see. I can kind of understand their thought process with that, especially having these more or less superstitions, but it's their belief, so I don't take that lightly, and I don't mean it in a disrespect by any mean. I think it's intriguing and very unique, and want to appreciate as much as possible. And if some of this stuff does get out of whack, the traditional approach uses natural cures, and they are performed by certain people of the country. Common foods in Korean culture include grains, noodles, vegetables, fruits, fish, and shellfish um, on a daily basis. Rice is the foundation of Korean dishes. It can be found all over, and it's both beneficial and kind of menacing for the Korean culture. Um, Both the regular and sticky rice are used for just about every dish. Regular rice is in every dish. Sticky rice, which is the glutinous rice, is mainly for like dessert dishes and sweet dishes, and just is a little bit more textural to the palate. Um, Noodles are big for lunch type dishes. Vegetables are very important in this culture, and they come in the form of kimchi, which is a fermented vegetable dish. My husband actually loves kimchi. I am not a kimchi fan. I don't like sour. I don't like fermented things, but Koreans could, they use it on just about every dish. They use it kind of like as a topper, like a salsa sort of thing. Um, we are not Korean, so it's kind of funny that he does gravitate towards that so much. Um, it can be spicy at times, um, and probably one of the reasons I am not a big fan of it. But the flavor profiles for Korean culture are sweet, salty, sour, bitter, hot, spicy, and there are rarely any dull or um, boring taste for Korean culture because it's all highly seasoned. They season before, after, during every part of the cooking process. Um, a big staple is sesame. They're either in the form of oil or crushed seeds, um, chili peppers, scallions, ginger root, black pepper, garlic. All of these are highly potent flavors, which makes Korean food very distinct and um, can always tell, it's from Korea. It's that flavor profile. Traditional meal patterns for Koreans, they are kind of like America. They have three small meals a day with frequent snacking, which is to keep them going, to give them that sustained energy to keep going through the day. Whereas I feel like with America, it's just because we're bored and we just want to eat. Breakfast for Koreans were traditionally a soup with rice. Rice isn't everything. And then it had possibly topped with eggs, meat, fish, veggies, just to give it that added boost of protein, just to get you through that next small snack. Now, though, is more of something light and something just grabbed out the door to on the run. I believe that this is not only because of the hustle and bustle, but because of our American influences and the American convenience aspect of it pushing in on their Korean culture. Lunch is normally noodles and then a broth of beef, chicken, or fish with some side of a little bit more flavor. Supper has now turned into the main dish of the main meal of the day, more or less like Americans. Um, it's where they have a chance to catch up with family, see how their day went, and that is, I feel like that's a very American thing to do. The dining etiquette and family. Um, in Korea, they use chopsticks and soup spoons, which I'm glad they use soup spoons because I can't imagine getting soup in the chopsticks. But they could have some tricks. In the past, a low rectangular table on the floor where you sit on the floor was used. There's kind of a awkward corner seat that was reserved for the young women. Not necessarily the prized seat, but that was theirs. The elders are served first, and this shows respect and the importance of their life and how they've lived longer and they deserve this respect. Children, they are served last. They are the youngest ones and they need to earn their dues. Um, family kind of plays a huge important role in the lives of Koreans. When a marriage occurs, it's not just the man and woman. it's not just the man and woman getting married, it's the bringing together of two families. It's a whole unity and very, very, very important for Koreans. In Korea, the Korean women show their affection by feeding their family and friends. I thought this was very intriguing just because I am a mom and I love to feed my family and feed my friends as well and the friends of my kids. And it just makes you feel good. It's and to feed them something healthy, it makes your soul happy. And Korea, the traditional foods that are to promote good health include the bean paste soup, the turnip soup, um, rice with grains and beans, roasted seaweed, kimchi, ginseng tea, which ginseng is supposed to be the miracle herb. I do like ginseng. I have had it in smoothies, in different drinks, different teas, and it does seem to kind of give you a little kick. Um, they also have it in candies and pill form and powders and just about any kind of way to ingest ginseng. It's a pretty cool little boost, healthy, organic, and then also they tend to drink a thick drink with flowers on top, which is I thought that was just kind of pretty. Um, for special occasions, some major health problems in Korea include the gastric problems, which are stomach, liver, esophageal, and hepatitis B comes from an elevated servings of rice dishes have are in part to blame. Um, but to combat this, you could increase the calcium in dairy, milk, cheese products would help. The decrease of vitamin A and C and sodium, the decrease in fermented foods like kimchi would also help. Um, all the nutritional advice would definitely help in these stomach area problems, but also bacterial infection and tobacco use could be to blame for a lot of, well, not a lot, but could be to blame for some of the cancers and things. Kimchi and soybean do play their fair share of the problem, and if we could get their yin and yang to balance out, then it would help to reduce the deaths from stomach cancer or the cancer of the liver and esophageal cancers to reduce the plague of these for these people. So once Koreans migrate to America, the cookies, sweets, and pork products have become popular to and with Korean children. They tend to ingest more dairy and less rice in America, which kind of helps out the stomach problems. There's an increase in fruits and vegetables, but the kimchi and the tofu are still high on their radar as far as taking in daily. The hot barley is a drink that they drink at every meal, and the soft drink consumption has drastically increased in America. by Koreans.